Welcome, friends, to the Gaijin Animation Appreciation Hour with your hosts, Sig Bisley and Colt Mauser. Before we get started, please be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. Now, let the animation appreciation commence.
Another week draws to a close. It's that time again to waste another hour talking about anime.
And other things.
And other things. Got new shows this week. Question of the week. And Gunsmith Cats.
Yeah.
But before that, the news.
Yeah, the news. All right, so I actually have quite a bit of news this week.
Big news. Big time.
I didn't say it was big. I just had a lot of it. You know, quantity has a quality all its own. So, first one is there is now a video out there for the reboot, remake, whatever, of Irasailet's or readaptation, which is coming out this fall. So go check that out. It's got, some new cast member announcements in it, but I don't know. I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, that's like a good franchise that could use reanimating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the original one was older, and I suspect it has filler because it had so many episodes. It may not. I'm not sure.
Oh, that'd be nice if they did it,
I would think at this point.
Stuck to the manga style.
Yeah, it's been over for so long. Like, there's no reason not to just
True.
stick to it. So, yeah, I'm pretty damn excited for this one.
I'm on board.
I have not a single complaint. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm sure they'll do a fine job.
Yeah.
They're not like they actually care about old franchises.
Oh, they care deeply.
They will treat it delicately.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. So, yeah, unlike in the West where you fear for every remake or readaptation that happens nowadays, this one looks like it will be pretty good. So
I don't know what I was
check that
reading,
out.
but I read that there was a fucking live-action Full Metal Panic that's been in development for years. Doesn't that terrify
I
you?
can't even get my cross off the ground, please. We know how much of a shit show that looked like.
That's basically an 80s action movie with robots.
Yeah, it's it's a less gay version of Top Gun with
Much
transforming
less
planes.
gay.
No. All right, so second bit of news. So a bunch of manga got nominated for Eisner Awards, which is pretty cool. So Kaiju number 8, a Junji Ito story collection, because of course. Love that guy. Chainsaw Man. Spy Family. I don't know. They put X's in things you're not supposed to.
Spy Family is so like popular. Even my sister read it. Wild.
But yeah, Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead, and what's the last one here? Robo Sapiens.
That sounds scary.
So it's cool. It's cool to see, manga taking over. It should. I mean, what the hell are you going to give Eisner Awards to anything American made at this point?
There's
unless
literally
it's indie
nothing
comics.
left unless it's indie, yeah.
Because, I mean, God, it's bad. There's still a gem here and there. Don't get me wrong. There's still a good writer hanging on here or there.
Yeah.
In comics. And there's still plenty of good artists and colorists and inkers.
Oh, yeah.
Writers and whatever. You know what I mean? Like the other people. Just the
Yeah, 'cause
writers have gone bad.
They're just going to shut up and draw mostly and get that paycheck.
Yeah. So, anyway, we'll see if any of them win. But that's pretty cool.
It's a good representation.
Not that Eisner Awards necessarily mean what they used to mean, like most awards, but
yeah, it's like
take what you can get.
What are those things they give to scientists? Nobel Prizes. They mean like basically shit at this point.
Yeah. No.
Everything's devolved into a popularity contest.
So okay, we got some Adult Swim news that's rather interesting. So they have greenlit a series called Ninja Kamui, an anime, right? So good to see they're getting back in anime a little bit.
That name sounds familiar. But
maybe we can actually get
probably
to
just
go.
because it's so generic.
Yeah.
I think they have to just because it's cheap. Like that seems to be the way they're going. Because I mean that's what Netflix is doing.
Yeah. I'm interested. It looks like the same studio that's doing the Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim thing.
Yeah.
Is working on it, and Blade Runner Black Lotus, Soul Entertainment. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, sounds good.
They're also doing apparently a 10-episode Rick and Morty anime by the guy who did Tower of God and the studio that did that does Lupin the Third.
Tower of God was good. I wish they would
Finish it.
finish it. Yeah.
I thought they did.
I need that girl to get what she fucking deserves. God damn it! What a bitch.
Yeah, well, you and a lot of other people. Anyway, so I kind of haven't been paying any attention to Rick and Morty lately, but I would be curious to see an anime based on it. Out of curiosity, the Japanese take on it.
My take on the last season of Rick and Morty is Rick and Morty has 6 template episodes that they just like tweak a little, and that's all they have now.
Yeah. Oh, so it's regular show.
Basically.
Except regular show had two episodes. But still.
Yeah. But that's literally all it is. Like they change it around a tiny bit, but it's like so repetitive.
Where occasionally it can be great, but yeah, it's a lot of
You
repetition.
knew when that first couple seasons was so good that Rick and Morty was done.
Oh, yeah.
Like it
Pretty
just
much.
burned too fast, and that was it.
Plus, they had a creator that was susceptible to kind of Twitter pressure in the narrative.
Oh yeah, the last season was like wicked.
They take the edge
tame,
off.
super
Yeah.
tame.
So anyway, it'll be a long time before these come out, I suspect. But Ninja Kamui and Rick and Morty the anime.
Rick and Morty anime sounds like it could be like, super entertaining.
It very well could be.
I'm kind of low key excited about that.
Yeah, man. I will take Japan's take on these things because it's usually amusing. All right. Moving on. So, yeah. Japan, glorious Nippon once again, showing the West that they can pound sand
leading the way.
and that Ubisoft developers can quit whining because Elden Ring has outsold everything in the U.S. for the last 12 months, including Call of Duty.
Suck it.
The game, I may have a problem. I may need to go to an AA group that involves Elden Ring because I'm like 2/3 of the way through my 3rd playthrough, and I might start a 4th.
Damn.
It's really, really, really fucking good. It's a really good game. It's people bitch about it being hard. It is the easiest FromSoft game. If you try to play it like the other ones, it's going to be hard. They give you a bunch of extra tools, and the Get Good bros online are like, no, you can't do that. It's like, no, they give you those tools so you can do that if you're struggling.
Yeah.
My first playthrough, I used the NPC summons, the Spirit Ashes. Yeah, and I bodied the game. The second time, it was a lot harder because I didn't do that at all. And now I'm in between. I think I've gotten good enough at it that I don't need them, and I can still body the game.
It's called practicing.
It's just fun. Now, one thing I wish the game did have is an ability to fight bosses whenever you wanted after you beat the game.
Oh,
Like the only way is to go back and fight them. Now some bosses are in the game like 15 fucking times because they need lots and lots of bosses.
Lots of bosses.
But some are in it once. So like you're not gonna play them once through play. Well, you're gonna play more than once through playthrough because they're gonna kill you a couple times at least, or for a couple hours. But it's a great fucking game, and I'm glad to see it succeed. It's such a fun game because it has so many different tools where, you don't have to just run up and club things over the head or stab them real quick, or
gives you a few more options.
you got magic. You can mix and match. You could just do summons. There was a guy who did a heal build where he's just like, I will only do summons and I will just keep them alive and buff them. Like,
that's pretty funny.
And there's all kinds of people finding interesting ways to break the game, it's cool, man. I like it. So good to see it succeeding. It's making a lot of people butthurt. I mentioned Ubisoft. Like all these Western developers that do open world games are so butthurt because it's so successful. It's like, yeah, its graphics aren't as good as yours. It doesn't matter. Its art direction is 100 times better.
Yeah, it kind of almost matters more.
And the way it's done is better. Like my bitch was a game like Skyrim or Oblivion, which were huge, especially Skyrim. I mean, fuck, I think that thing's on like your freaking heart monitor at this point. They put it on every console imaginable.
Right.
Fun game, but the way the enemies in the world work, they all level up with you. So like a bandit is always about your level, but it means the challenge is always the same, which is not much.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's not great. Like I get why they do that, but it's not great. Whereas something like Morrowind back in the day, back when, Bethesda was better, they didn't do that. And Elden Ring is not that way. It's fun because if you wander off into an area you're not supposed to be in, stuff's going to kick your ass.
That's true.
But you can still bypass it and maybe get some stuff, find some cool items and cool loot. But then later, you come back to a lower area and you kick the shit out of everybody. Like, it's just satisfying. So, anyway, Elden Ring succeeding. Play the damn game if you have the ability to. And get good.
Get good, scrubs.
Or, just do a little research and figure out how to break the game and have fun with it, because who cares? Play the game the way you want to
Isn't
play
that
it.
what games are about?
Correct.
Having fun.
Don't let anybody else tell you
Remember
how you should play the game.
That thing we used to do 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Having fun.
It's the only game in a long time where, because it's not obvious about what you're supposed to do next or where you're supposed to go, it's just fun because you just wander around. Who cares what you're doing? You stumble into things like, oh, shit, I didn't expect this to be here. That's way more fun than like, I got to go to this marker. I got to do this marker. I got to do this marker.
It's kind of
I got to do this. It's, ugh. Bleh.
I don't need rules, God damn it.
Yeah. Anyway, so I suppose I'll switch the order here. So first up is Shin Ultraman. So Shin Ultraman's finally out in Japan.
Oh,
It's at number 1 in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
It's making good money. Reviews sound decent. I expect it to be a little weird because Hideaki Anno was a little weird.
Yep. Shin Godzilla weird.
So it's earned more money than Shin Godzilla did in its first 3 days. And considering Japan is still kind of COVID possessed,
Yeah.
beer bug possessed, a little bit, it's good to see. It's good to see. So I am I'm excited to see it whenever the hell it comes out over here. It's available over here. I am all about it. I'm stoked for that. I'm stoked for pretty much anything Anno does, but I'm especially stoked when he's doing classic properties.
Yeah. I mean,
With
Shin
modern
Godzilla
interpretation.
was like, it might not be everybody's cup of tea, but it was super entertaining.
It's a great movie.
It's not hyper rewatchable, but it's just so weird.
It's
I
a
don't
great,
know.
yeah.
I liked it because
I'm going to watch
weird.
Final Wars over that almost every time on a rewatch, but
Well, yeah.
it's still an awesome movie. Very much enjoyed it. And
I'm a
it's
sucker
so
for
creepy.
greatest hits.
So we'll see how much he can make Ultraman creepy as fuck, because he will.
Yeah.
Anyway, continuing on.
Moving on.
So this is why I switched the order. So the next thing is they have put out a teaser for Shin Kamen Rider, and they've revealed some of the cast there. So
Nice.
speaking of Anno, we're doing
That's gonna
classic
be good
films.
too.
I suppose it makes sense. It seems like, hey, this is kind of quick after Shin Ultraman, but Shin Ultraman was supposed to be out, I think, last year.
Yeah, it was
So-
already done, basically.
Yeah, so it makes some sense that they would move on.
Oh, you could do so much with Shin Kamen Rider.
This Kamen Rider
There better be
outfit-
maximum frog oven. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god! I think Frog Oven was technically for Kamen Rider Black, but fair enough. The outfit for this is amazing. So as much as I like the Kamen Rider, the first design, which was kind of really modern, updated, this one just looks like super classic. I mean, so classic. It's even a little derpy. Like
You better have
It's-
an old dirt bike.
it's well,
Oh yeah.
it's a newer dirt bike, but yes, it looks awesome.
I don't like the sport bike ones. I'm a dirt bike guy.
Yeah, this is one of those sport dirt bikes. You know what I'm saying?
And fuck the ones with cars.
The ones with what?
Cars.
Oh, there's a Kamen Rider with cars.
I believe so.
That's lame.
Does a ride have a car? Or Double? One of them has a car.
No, Double's got like the freaking Harley or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Double does have a Harley. God, there's so many.
He's got that big bike. Well, they do one every fucking year, so.
It's true. Gotta stay up to date.
So, and this is the other cool thing is among the designers for the movie includes your boy Izubuchi.
Oh man,
So
I'm double stoked.
it's gonna be good stuff. I am all about it.
Nah, it seems like an all-star team.
The costumes look fucking great. They look so retro classic. I'm looking at this woman in her like red leather trench coat and her white like go-go boots. Like
That is awesome.
hell yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So
Man, a lot of stuff to look forward to. I like it.
yeah, I'm about it. So anyway, look forward to that. Go watch that little teaser video and I don't know, just gorge on some Kamen Rider. Go look up those Kamen Rider All Rider battles and all that stuff where they just have like
Oh, those crossover movies are the
crossover
fucking
movies,
best.
ton of Kamen Rider, ton of Sentai, like decades in all of them for no particular reason. Like it's fucking great.
Get a million bottles of sake and or a pile of weed, whatever you prefer,
Or both.
or both, and just like get as many of those movies as you can. Just watch them.
Hell yeah.
So fucking fun.
Yeah, they're really good. And you don't have to know anything about the series. Who gives a shit? Like there's a lot of in jokes, but it don't matter.
No, it's just
None of this matters.
it's just wacky rider fights.
It's a good time. All right, moving on. Moving back to video games a little bit. So, PlayStation Plus has announced their So their service is going to be like Game Pass. Has announced their first slate of games, and there's some damn good games in here. You know, they got things like Bloodborne. They got things like Demon Souls. I'm sitting on the front stuff here. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. So, of course, you should get most of their original stuff, right? Like you do with Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uncharted. All the Uncharted games. Like, there's good stuff in here. But here's the problem. Do you own a PS5?
Nine.
You don't? Oh, would you like to? Oh.
Never mind.
So if you can get your damn hands on a PS5,
if you're the Pope of Chili Town, and you get
I think it also works on PS4 and PS4 Pro, but I mean some of the games aren't PS4 games, so you really need to get yourself a PS5, right? I'm at the point where, like, if they become available, I'll probably pick one up just because there's some games that have come out that I really like to play that just aren't on the X Brick yet.
Curse you, globalization.
Yeah. Well, curse you, Taiwan, for shutting down everything all the time. And China for not shipping anything ever. So, yeah. Anyway, go check out the list of games that's out there if you do have a PS5 or if you're like me and you just want to imagine what it could be like if you had bought one. I don't really care that much because Xbox has so much overlap and whatever. It's just that I figured by this point you'd be able to buy them, and you could find Xbox Series X's here and there, but the PS5, man, PlayStation's got that strong hold on people's hearts, even though it's slipping because the censorship is pissing people off.
That's ridiculous.
Even in Japan. I know.
Why'd you do such a thing?
Well, don't move your headquarters to California.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they move their headquarters again, like we've heard, and we'll see what happens. All right, moving on. Talking a little bit about that beer bug again. So, the first bit of news was, I think, a good bit of news, but boy, did it start some reeing.
The salt.
Anime Central 2022 dropped their requirements for vaccination and for masks. So, you had to be like, I think triple vaxxed and have a thing, or you had to be at least vaxxed and wear a mask. It was like, guys,
turbo boosters.
guys, this isn't 20. Whatever. We're not going to get into it in this podcast, but it was very dumb. So anyway, they dropped all that stuff, and there was some reeing, and now they're saying, oh well, we're going to enforce masks in certain areas. All guest and panelist events, the exhibit hall, the artist alley, the gaming hall, and the dance. Literally anywhere you'd actually do activities except the hallways, they're going to enforce freaking masks. So,
but most people are in the hallways. That doesn't even make any sense.
Of course it doesn't make any sense. These people don't care about sense.
Oh, stop caving to retards.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to deal with that stuff for a while. So anyway, I would still highly advise you steer way the hell clear of any convention pulling this shit. Still, I'm sorry, I don't care what your feelings are about this. You got to move on with your life. If you feel uncomfortable, you get your vaccinations, you wear your mask, or you just stay away. Because guess what? Any place that has that many people in it, we all know about con crud. Any place with that many people in it is always going to be a risk.
You're going to get fucking sick.
Everybody gets sick. Happens at every convention. So if you're afraid, stay the fuck away.
It's endemic, friends. I've had it twice. It's just.
And if you're not afraid, get your ass over to Anime Matsuri and give those people your money because they are not playing this game.
There's got to be some shit popping in Florida.
You would think. I mean, this one's in Illinois, so it was already kind of doomed.
Ugh.
Well, anyway. That's the news there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with like Dragon Con this year because that's in Atlanta. I would suspect that's going to be
Hotlanta.
We'll see. Anyway, that was my bit of news. The reading was priceless. If you want to go look that up, go look it up. It was interesting. People were like, I can't believe they would do this. Like, no government should use medical grade. Freaking military grade propaganda on people. It just should be illegal.
Breaks their minds.
Someone should think it should be illegal. Anyway, we are moving on. This is not what this podcast is about.
Curse you, Edward Bernays.
But I do have one more. Yeah, I do have one more bit of news, somewhat related. So Japan, in the dumbest move ever. So Japan's restriction of tourists at this point. I'm sorry, the beer bug is an excuse. They just don't. They're sick of having so many dirty Gaijin in their country. Like,
I don't blame them.
definitely what they're, because they've seen such an uptick in tourism. Like, yeah, I'm sure some people like the dollars, but a lot of people don't like having mad people around. Like, go to Kyoto and God, forget about it. But anyway, they're gonna have limited tours where like you have to have all the stuff. You have to like come from only certain countries, and you got to stay with the tour guides at all time. Like, why the hell would I want to do this? This isn't fucking North Korea, Japan. Calm down. Like, I think I will just wait a little while longer. Oh yeah, it requires 3 shots, by the way.
Whoa.
I'll just wait a little while longer, and then your country will be completely open, and I won't have to care. So anyway,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think this will last very long. This is a very dumb thing. This feels like one of those, appease everybody things the Japanese like to do sometimes, where it's like, no, we will do this. We'll ease into it.
Maybe they're just sick of tourists.
Well, that's part of it for sure.
Because I know how they feel.
Oh yeah,
You-
living in a touristy area.
You
I
know how it is
understand.
around here, man. Like, all the major cities we're near fucking emptied out into here, and it's fucking insufferable.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I'll take their money, but,
it's gonna be busy this
you're
summer.
tripping over them all the
For
time.
sure. It's already starting. Anyway, moving on. Last story of the day. And this is a continuation of our long-standing saga of Netflix. And it's continuing
Dun,
spiral
dun, dun.
into the abyss. So, they have laid off 150 employees, mostly in the U.S.
They're attempting the correct course, at least.
And apparently 70 of them were in the animation division, which, unfortunately, the animation division was the only thing I wouldn't have laid off anybody in.
Yeah, a lot of those were good, man.
But anyway, this reminds me of some of that leaked footage of Twitter employees
Oh, yeah, that was
basically saying like I worked 4 hours a quarter for the last month or 4 hours a week for the last quarter. That's what it was. I guarantee you these companies are bloated with people that do nothing.
good. Yeah, they just don't need them.
They're just bloated. And I'm not saying, listen, people out there. I'm not saying you should work 40 hours a week. I'm not saying that's the right amount of work, right? Because I think in a lot of cases, very few jobs are 40 hours a week. There's a lot that are more, and they shouldn't be. But a lot of jobs have a lot of sitting around, a lot of wasting time, a lot of bullshit, right?
True that.
But 4 hours is not right either, right? Like the truth is somewhere in the middle. Yeah, there's definitely some people cold perking. So I don't know who they're, I would personally look at my DI department, my diversity, inclusion, and equity department, and start slashing. But
Yeah.
you don't want to piss off the ESG people because, boy, they're trying to rake Tesla over the coals right now for that. Exxon's in like their top 10 and Tesla, they just like dropped off their list. So that should tell you everything about what goes on in the world.
Yep.
Makes no sense.
Raytheon's way up there, too.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Guardians of safety and social justice.
Blowing up countries
Oh
everywhere.
my God. Yeah. Well, whatever.
I don't know.
We're not that kind of podcast either. We won't get into that.
Standard clown world.
Standard clown world. But anyway, Netflix continuing to spiral. Inevitably they're going to go bankrupt and they're just going to have to get bought out. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
This to me is them shedding.
They won't disappear.
They're shedding things to be as valuable as possible before they have to
sold.
sell. No. So I would suspect in the nearest future Netflix will be gone. Now let's hope Disney won't have the money, but let's hope there's not some unholy Disney merger or something.
I'm going to buy Disney for my mom for her birthday. That's what Disney's worth right now.
One can only hope they sink that far and stop torturing us with, doing horrible things to our childhood.
It's funny
love.
how hot Doctor Strange came out, and then after a week, everybody's like, nope. Like, he dropped off a cliff.
Well, because Spider-Man was so good. And
I know. I had high hopes, man.
And people were like, oh, it's the same kind of thing. It's a multiverse. This will be cool. And then they saw it once and went, ugh. And word of mouth wasn't good, and that was it.
I have 2 words. America Chavez.
Yeah, that was a mistake, obviously. It's more setup. They just want to set up for their garbage new characters. Like, fuck off. No one cares about these
No one cares about characters that got invented in 2015
You haven't
and are
even-
just diversity
You haven't even
hires.
properly, explored the old ones. Like, I don't know. I'm with whoever said, burn it all down, start completely over with all new actors, and you don't do origin stories. Just start midstream and basically, do the golden age, or the silver age, not the golden age, the silver age. Do the 60s stories, man, 60s and 70s.
Oh, yeah, there's tons of good shit in there.
Update
you
them a
can
little
mine
bit.
that forever.
But I don't mean update them as in, fill them with the message. I mean, properly update them.
How good was that
Make it
new
happen.
Batman movie? Because they basically stuck to the script of like one of the best Batman
Yeah.
runs ever.
Yeah.
And it fucking worked out. Except for when they
It was
fucked with
bloated. It needed an editor.
No, but like it was the shit they changed. They should have just done the Long Halloween and called it a day.
Well, they should have. We won't get into that. You know how Hollywood is, man. It's all egomaniacs. They have to put their own stamp on it. Like,
It's already good. Just do that.
yeah, no, I refuse.
I gotta add
My
more.
ego, my ego, and all this cocaine I just snorted says I have to do it.
Exactly.
Anyway, all that said, that's the news.
Cocaine is powdered ego. That's like what it does.
Oh, I mean, yes.
Which makes you a raving maniac. Anyway.
You want to talk about things you watched this week?
Oh yeah, I caught up on Black Rock Shooter.
Black Rock Shooter.
Robo Dick is dead. Well, he got a hole blasted through him. So no more raping for him.
Oh, I mean that's good.
I don't know where they're going with it now.
More rapists in the grave isn't a bad thing.
Because I thought Robo Dick was like the main guy, but I guess not.
Oh, so doing one of those, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, entertaining as fuck. It's got your standard Mad Max, high-powered lolly bullshit.
Yeah, I gotta go back and rewatch the originals because I mean it was 10 years ago or whatever when they came out.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Oh, there's like one chick that showed up. She's from the last one where she could basically manipulate the AIs and like make them do whatever she wants.
Yeah,
Hey, standard annoying little girl archetype.
of course.
Everybody loves.
Gotta have one of those.
I caught up on. No, not yet. Oh, Love After World Domination. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Anyway, beach episode. All the classic beach episode tropes. I could not have enjoyed it anymore. And it had all the like standard Sentai gags that I love. So
That's good. That's good.
highly rated. It gets wacky too because like the main the female main character, I forget her name, but she got a promotion, and when they like promote you and that it's called Gecko. It's basically your fake your Sentai World Domination organization.
Yep.
When you get promoted, they make you like a beast person. And she's like, no, I won't be attractive anymore. It's just super funny. And she finally gets out of it, but I don't know. That was like kind of half the thing, and then the rest of it was like stock beach episode. I don't know. It was good.
I like it.
It was. There was one good gag. Like they have their the gag is like they're gonna like basically the main character dude like keeps giving her inside info about where they're going to be, and he like convinces them to do a test of their giant Sentai robot like at the beach so they can go on a beach date. And like they've got the like part of the robot is like a giant, it's basically a fucking aircraft carrier, right? And so like they're all like the two other Sentai chicks like pop out in the deck in like bikinis, and one of them cracks a beer, and the other one's like, no, you can't do that, we're still on duty. And then like they have the classic professor, that they all have. The
Mori Hakusa.
Yeah, the professor in the background, he's like, no, don't do it. And then they pan over to him and he's opening a cooler. He's like, that one's warm, I have cold ones. Anyway, good fucking gag. It's got like tons of that stuff, so
Good.
I'm still in.
Executioner Way of Life.
I have not caught up on that.
Okay.
Anything I actually had to like watch on TV, I haven't caught up with it. What was that thing?
We watched Shield Hero.
Yeah, Shield Hero. That was the only other thing we caught up.
Right. So I will say I already love this arc way more than the last one.
Yeah, like once they got rid of like turtle thing.
Yeah,
like, it's way better.
That just felt super generic. There was just I don't know what it was about that arc, man. It just felt generic and not that good.
It literally felt like a filler arc.
It felt like filler. Yeah, maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't think so because I think the turtle was in the manga, but
it might have been like
or
2
the
pages in the manga.
light
though.
novels. Yeah,
you know
maybe.
what I mean. It might have been one of those things where it's like one chapter they defeat it, but now that they moved on, they're like in the other world. It's like way more interesting.
Yeah, there's more stakes and there's more different stuff can happen. It feels like hey, it's different, new and interesting things can happen now, and not just this generic turtle arc.
And they broke that chick out of jail and stuff.
Yeah, I still have my stock complaint about that. That I really think better writing would have been she's stuck in there for like months and not years. Maybe it's a mistranslation, who knows? But like,
I think it makes sense because like just because she's a hero doesn't mean she's smart.
Yeah, but her getting stuck in there for years and not figuring anything out, and being the way she was. My point is, she would have been way crazier If she was stuck in there
that's
by
true,
herself
yeah.
for years, she would have been way crazier than what she was.
Well, like the figuring out how to get out, like
yeah, fine.
he
no
already
problem.
had like knowledge of how that works. You
No
know what I
problem.
mean?
She did not look like a person who's been trapped in a pocket dimension for years.
Yeah,
She looked like a person that's been trapped in a pocket dimension for like hours.
for like 3 days.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it just
She wasn't like naming rocks yet.
yeah, she didn't have that suitable crazy. All right. And she's still like dressed in her normal outfit and like looks normal. What?
Oh my god, I'd never wear pants. Like if you had good
Nah, I mean,
weather
come on.
and you know nobody else is around, like fuck pants.
It's ridiculous, right?
Anyway,
So,
yes, that's
anyway,
good enough to me.
minor complaint. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't affect the story. It was good. I like where they're going. It looks like the season might actually pick up and be. I was worried the show was just going to become generic and not interesting anymore because I really liked that first season, but it looks like it's getting better. So
Yeah,
we'll see where it goes.
I think the turtle arc was an aside.
I'll give it the whole season as rope, right? Like,
Oh, definitely.
unless it's terrible, I'll
It's
give it
earned
another
it.
season as rope. But we'll see.
That's it. I got a lot of catch up to do this week.
Yeah, we got to catch up on Legend of Galactic Heroes too, so we'll deal with that next week. Not bad. Let a couple episodes build up.
I like to do that
Yeah.
instead of just like watching one thing.
Nothing wrong with that. That got renewed for more episodes too. I don't know if I said that last week, but
Nice.
that's unsurprising. They're gonna do the same thing where they do it. I think they do like 3 movies and they cut them into episodes.
Yeah, that's like Japan does that a lot.
Yeah,
for whatever
which is
reason.
fine.
I'm down.
Which is fine. I can't wait till it's all out. I would definitely. This is one where I'll definitely buy the box set of it.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
I did
hell
not
yeah.
buy the box set of the original. I'm kind of sad I didn't. I should have. Although it was limited and way too much money. Like, re-release that again,
I
please,
remember
at
when
normal
it
prices.
came out. It was fucking savage. Anyways, moving on to question.
Question of the week. All right, hit me. What the hell is it?
Hollywood has got me amazing. Mostly Disney has gotten me so sick of sympathetic villains.
Yep.
I don't want to feel bad for these people. I don't want their backstory. I don't give a shit. I just want them to be evil. So what do you like? Give me like a top 5 or whatever of like just psychopaths. Like your favorite just awful asshole villains.
Pure.
I'll give you my first one.
psycho villains. Okay. Yep.
Gowron from Full Metal
Yep.
Panic.
Yep.
Just a fucking asshole.
Gowron is bad.
Just like evil for the sake of evil. Just like loves to torture.
I love you,
fucking-
Kashin.
Yes, exactly. I love you.
Even when he's like
Kashin.
a freaking spoilers. Even when he's a freaking like
Yes,
I don't know,
when he's
limbless pile.
when he's a paraplegic and he's just laying there and like those chicks
He's
have
still
to take care of
trolling him, like-
he's still shitting on him
God.
for the sake of shitting on him.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's a good one. So I have better ones, I think, but I'm gonna pick a new one. All for One.
Oh yeah, that was on my list.
Yeah,
He's
All for One.
definitely evil for the sake of evil.
Classic comic book evil villain, and has an interesting backstory, but not one that you necessarily like. It's okay for a villain to have a little bit of sympathy in their backstory, like Anakin Skywalker, right? Like that. That's okay. Where they always fail is they try to make you feel like, oh, poor thing. Like, no, you're not supposed to feel poor thing. You're supposed to be like, wow, that sucks. I don't ever want to be that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
but yeah, All for One, man. He's a great villain. He's a little generic, but in a good way. Like, I think he needs to be, because that show is a lot of archetypes. So he's not, I shouldn't say generic, he's an archetype, and I like that.
He's just like the psycho villain archetype. Another favorite, who I think is just an interesting villain in general, fucking Hisoka.
Hisoka's good. Is Hisoka really a villain? Is Hisoka
But he only
really
does-
a villain?
I don't know, but he does stuff just to entertain him. He's definitely a psychopath. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's a psychopath. I don't think he's a villain, though. I don't think he's a villain. I don't know. He's more anti-hero to me, but fair enough.
Who's the fucking main ant guy?
Oh.
He was awful.
I
forget his name.
Not the main. It's not the main ant guy, because the main ant guy was kind of like, it was just weird. Not that interesting, because he fought the old dude. It was in Hunter x Hunter. That's what we're talking about.
The old man.
He fought the old man, and the old man had like a nuke in his chest or whatever.
Yeah,
and
he
nuked
did.
him.
That was metal.
No, you're thinking of Neferpito.
I wasn't thinking of
Okay,
Neferpito,
but Neferpito to me is the
fucking
villain.
awful, yeah.
Like, that is the, oh my god, Neferpito, the worst.
That might be
the worst.
That one when like Gon finally gets to Neferpito is probably It's got to be one of my most satisfying episodes in all of anime. Where he just like beats her into a puddle.
Oh
Fantastic.
my god! And just it's one of the best things in anime. Unfortunately, it's close to the end of the show, and the show's not really done. But the when freaking Killua is just seeing this, like, oh my god, what is going on over there? And it's just gone, just endlessly pummeling
Yep.
the I don't know atoms that are left of Nefertiti.
I have a print somewhere of
so awesome.
It's one of the pages of the manga where like I don't know, like he's just like got his fist down and he's like looking back towards, you know, if it were an anime, he'd be looking back towards the camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just got these big crazy eyes. So fucking good.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Shoot, I had one and then I lost it because you got me talking about Nefertiti.
I'll hit you with an easy one. It's
Yep.
a new one too. Muzan, Demon Slayer.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he's a demon, so goes without saying.
you don't know a lot about him yet. It's going to be interesting, but he does seem
evil
evil
for the sake of evil, though.
Oh man, shit! I just had another one. And
I'm
it just
cheating.
flew out of my brain.
I'm cheating because I looked a bunch of them up.
Yeah, you're making them evacuate my brain in like short order.
Research.
Killing me.
Sorry.
Unrepentant villains. Who else? Who is like the worst? And I hate the most. I'm trying to think. There's some good Gundam ones. Rala Crusade. The only good thing about Seed Man. Love that guy.
He is unrepentant.
Rala Crusade is a total piece of shit and awful. Because a lot of times the main villain in Gundam isn't completely evil, but Rala Crusade is pretty fucking evil.
Nah, he has no redeeming
I still wish he
qualities.
would have succeeded because I hate all the other characters, but
It's true.
that doesn't mean he was like righteous or good.
Here's an easy one that you might not have thought of. Remember Shogo from Psycho-Pass?
Yep.
I mean, he was
Yep.
an actual psychopath. That was kind of his game.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. That is a good one. Yeah. I mean, you know, there's a lot of ones in like OVAs and stuff that are easy. I'm trying to think of the ones that are a little more memorable, a little bigger. Oh man. Like I'm thinking like Lotus War Belt. He's not really that evil though. Like,
Nah.
I mean, he's certainly there's some stuff going on there, but he's not really that evil. Oh God. I had so many in my brain. I'm gonna be so mad later when I don't know.
I have that all the time.
I mean, Super Robot ones are easy. Like, Killer the Butcher
that's like second on my
puts
list.
bombs in your friends, like, and you're a little kid.
Just evil for the sake of evil.
That's pretty goddamn bad. Like, that's pretty
awful.
goddamn bad.
Go to Guy's king of those, like Ankoku Dai Shogun, obviously.
Yeah,
just
Dr. Hell.
Dr.
Like,
Hell. Dr. Hell actually has a backstory, but he's mostly just evil.
he
for the
does,
sake
but
of
he's
evil.
pretty evil for the sake of being evil.
Mhm.
But that's, you know, that's those stylish shows, right? The Claw.
Yeah.
Gun sword.
The Claw was
man.
infuriating because he thought like he had this whole like
He's
cult
just-
leader thing.
He's such a cult leader, and
And
he's
you just-
so unrepentantly evil.
God, you just couldn't. Claw's a good one. I didn't even think of that.
the means, you know, the ends justify the means, right?
Yeah, bullshit.
He
man.
is awful. He's one I hate the most.
Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't even think of that.
In a similar vein, Wiseman. I mean, it is just like a super god AI, but a Wiseman from freaking Votoms.
Nothing's more pure evil than a robot.
That's pretty bad.
It doesn't even have the potential to do good.
No. Shoot. I think of some other things that.
I'll hit you with one that you've never even heard of
Okay.
because you never watched Made in Abyss.
I did not.
I would. It's pretty good. It's got like a lot of very like
No, fair enough.
Cthulhu horror type stuff in
Oh, I
it.
like that.
It's your standard. There's a giant hole in the ground, and people just explore it to find treasure.
Okay.
But anyway,
But it gets creepy.
a bunch of kids are disappearing, and this chick goes to like look for them. And when they find the guy that's doing it, he's like Bondrude. He just like basically kidnaps kids to torture and do experiments on. He's just a complete psychopath.
That's really
like,
bad.
No redeeming qualities. He's mostly a robot.
Yeah, that's a good one. Golden Boy? What the hell is it? Gold Boy from freaking
Crystal Boy.
Crystal Boy.
Crystal Boy.
From Cobra.
Yep.
He's pretty unrepentantly evil. Like, he is not good.
Yeah,
he
he doesn't
not
really
a good person.
have much motivation except evil. I can't find any anyway.
Oh, I got another one, too. I got another Gundam one. Because Gundam is hard. 'Cause like I said, a lot of them aren't unrepentantly evil.
Gundam's all about backstories.
I got a UC one. Haman Khan. Fuck that bitch. She's the worst.
Oh, pure cunt.
She is the worst. She is awful. Like, what are you doing kidnapping people's sisters for no good reason? Like,
She's least best girl.
she is least, but she's the worst. Sorry if you think Haman is bae. You're wrong. She's the worst.
You're incorrect.
You are incorrect.
You're technically incorrect, which is
Like,
the worst kind of correct.
There are, like, Seema from 0083, I have some sympathy for.
Yeah, that's true.
But, like, Haman Khan, I ain't got no sympathy for fucking Haman Khan. Terrible. Oh, you know who else, too? Gyune. Or not Gyune. Guineas from
Yes.
OFMS team.
Yeah, Guinness is an asshole.
When he, like, kills all his sides. He's, like, straight Nazi. He's just a straight Nazi.
Yeah, he really is.
Like, straight
He's just
up.
an absolute, like, meth fiend, like, Nazi maniac.
Completely unrepentant. Like, awful. Like, and they, they did a good job in that show.
No, that's a good one because he is just pure Nazi psychopath.
And they did a good job in that show because they make you not hate all of the Zeon because, like, Norris is really awesome and Ein is really cool.
Norris is just really awesome. Norris is fucking the greatest.
And right. And a lot of the other guys are just troops. And some of the Fetty guys are evil too. Oh, I have another one. See, Zeta's got a lot of them. Haman and fucking what is his name? Oh, Jesus Christ, with the stupid goggle eyes.
Oh, fuck, the guy from the Titans.
I just got Boss Rutan in my head, and it's not Boss Rutan.
But it's close to that.
It's a name like that. He was in 0083 at the end. He's got like a cameo.
What the fuck is it?
That guy is the worst. Bosk Ohm. Bosk Ohm. It's sorry, people. Tamino names are hard to get out of your brain sometimes.
Yeah, they really are.
Bosk Ohm, that fucking guy.
That's a fucking good one though.
Oh God, he was unrepentantly evil for sure. Or I said Gundam was hard, but I think that's because a lot of the characters around them aren't evil, but there's always one.
Yeah.
Because in the first show, freaking both the well, not both because there's more than them, but the Zabi clan. You got freaking Cassilia, who's awful.
Yeah, Cassilia's pretty pure.
It gets
evil.
what she deserves. She's terrible. And freaking Hitler himself.
What the fuck is it? I got Guineas stuck in my head, but it's not. We already said that.
Girin.
I knew it was a G, damn
God,
it.
it's not good. It's not a good day for pulling those names out of my head. But Girin Zabi, too. Yeah, he's a bad one.
Well,
yeah, I could
take it deep now.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot.
You know what's a good one? Remember Monster?
Yes.
Johan?
Yes.
I mean, pure psychopath. Like, you can't get any more psychopath than that.
Yeah. Light Yagami? Oh, sorry. Pretty unrepentantly evil. Yeah, I think what we're getting at is anime does a very good job at having villains that are, look, there's some are cheesy and over the top and whatever, but they do a good job of making villains that are villains, goddammit.
I don't always want to feel bad for the antagonist, is my point. And they just beat the shit out of that lately.
And even when they do that, they do it well. But they have so many that are not. They're just unrepentant psychopaths.
I like it.
And they're just awful.
And then when they get it, it's more satisfying.
Yes. Yeah, agreed.
Or you could just have Violence Jack, who is like the main character, but still like the most evil fuck ever. It's like, what is going on, Uncle Go?
Yeah.
What have you done?
Yeah, Uncle Go does that a lot.
He does do that a lot.
Anyway, it's a good trip down memory lane.
That was a fun little aside. Now it's on to the immortal classic, Gunsmith Cats.
Gunsmith Cats. So this is mid-90s. And it looks mid-90s. Looks real good.
Yeah, it's got really good colors. Animation is good.
This is Kenichi Sonata. So we talked about Ronnie Bean last week. And I said that Bean shows up in this. He doesn't. My brain had conflated
it's
the manga with the anime. He is in the manga a lot, but he's not in the anime, which makes me really sad. I wish they would adapt the manga.
Yeah, it was kind of a bummer because I expected it.
I wish they'd adapt the manga fully. That would actually be cool. It's got great attention to detail with like the guns and cars.
Oh my god, yes. That's the best reason to watch it. I mean, it's super entertaining too, but oh man, like that autistic attention to detail, I love so much.
It's got a lot of necessary but unnecessary but necessary cheesecake.
Hell yeah.
which is pretty good. It's only 3 episodes, and they're like 20-something minutes apiece, right? So it's not very long.
Yeah.
It's one interconnected arc. It's got great characters. So what the hell is Gunsmith Cats about? So it's once again set in Chicago, just like Riding Bean. It's a little different because the main characters they say they're bounty hunters. They run a gun shop. Maybe not quite as legally as it should be.
Yeah.
And they have side jobs that they do that are mostly bounty hunting. They're not really assassins or anything. Although, boy, a lot of people end up dead.
Yeah.
You got Riley Vincent. So she was in the last one, but this is not quite the same character. Very similar. The design's the same, except the colors are different.
Yeah, like she's not blonde. She's a brunette in this
But
one.
I mean, the features and everything are the same.
Yeah, she has darker skin. That's about all.
Uses the same gun, same kind of clothes. Like very, very similar, right? Then you have Minnie May, who is just... I don't know how old she's actually supposed to be. I'm going to guess like 14 because Japan doesn't have any qualms about putting 14-year-old girls in lingerie. Probably should, but that's Japan.
Hey.
We'll just assume she's 18 and looks really young. I don't know. And
that's their culture, man.
Or at least 16, like something. I don't know. But she loves bombs. She's got lots and lots of bombs.
Yeah, she's all about grenades.
Yep.
No guns, just grenades.
And they're a good team. And and this is like girl power, but not, right? Like,
It's the only time I can see, it's the only time in the past like 5 years where they have like a female like ex-Spetsnaz, like special ops, and I'm not like, boo.
Yeah.
Because I don't care, because it's just fun. They did it with like entertainment, like in their hearts.
Yeah, so that's the main villain who's like Radnov, who's this ex, KGB Spetsnaz.
Yeah, it's with
a ridiculous shooting knife. It's a knife that shoots the blade out.
Knife gun. That was the origin of knife gun. But yeah, there's this whole plot. It's got a very like 80s movie plot.
Oh, very 80s movie.
Like it might as well be one of the Lethal Weapon movies, basically.
With like a senator or mayor candidate. I don't know. They kind of go back and forth on that. And an ATF chief and the Russian, like all kind of colluding together to run guns and make all this money and do all these illegal things. You got Becky, who's just, I don't know, she's like the
Becky's
accountant for them?
Yeah, she's like their
the
third
clerk.
wheel. Yeah, basically their secretary. But she goes out in the field occasionally.
Yeah.
It doesn't really do anything.
And you got what's his face?
Who's the ATF guy?
Jonathan Washington, was that him?
No, Washington was the
he was the big blonde dude.
Yeah, he was the guy they busted for
Bill.
Guns. Was it Bill?
It was Bill. Bill Collins.
Bill Collins, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Phil Collins, but not.
So he's a cool character. He's an ATF agent. Japan has no idea what the ATF, not quite any idea what the ATF does. Like,
there's also no gun shops in Chicago.
They basically just pasted the ATF onto the FBI. It's like,
yeah,
that was the other thing too. Like, you're not running a gun shop in Chicago and selling like anything. Like, not back then anyway. Not even now. Although there's some court decisions to say otherwise. Yeah, so anyway, like you said, it looks good. It's well directed. It's well animated. It's it could have just been one movie, honestly.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
Each
it was an
episode
hour and a
has
half,
distinct,
so it was basically.
Yeah, each episode has a distinct arc. The second and third episodes connect together better than the first and the second. First and the second, like the first does feel like a standalone. Then the second and third are kind of more interconnected.
Well, I mean, the first has plenty of threads that play into the second too, but it there's definitely
it's got a
self-contained
arc too. Yeah. It's based on the manga. I have the manga. I have not read it in a long time. I read it years and years and years ago. I got to dust it off and read that bad boy again.
Yeah, it was like early 2000s.
But yeah, the guns in the cars. So all the guns look legit. She's got the CZ-75 baby.
Oh yeah, they draw super awesome detail.
There's AUGs, like she's got all kinds of guns in her house and in the.
Oh
place.
yeah, that like if you just freeze that one scene, That's like her friggin' basement armory. Like
It's very cool.
It's all real guns. Everything is drawn, super awesome, detailed.
She's got that
Her
Shelby
fucking-
GT500, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
her Shelby, which is amazing. That was actually it's the same exact car that what's his face had in Riding Bean.
Oh
The
yeah,
cop.
it is. It is.
The same-
Percy.
Yeah, Percy. It's the same exact car Percy had, which is funny.
Yeah. Apparently, in the manga, the '90s Gunsmith Cats Burst, which is the 2000s
Yeah.
manga they did, which I think is just a continuation of the original. Percy shows up
That's awesome.
chasing Riding Bean, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's excellent. So what do you like about it?
Oh, what don't I like about it? Like pretty much everything. Mostly my only bitch was there was only 3 episodes. I'm like, man, I could watch like 26 episodes of this like easily. It's got everything I like. Awesome cars, awesome like details on everything.
Awesome.
Even the details in just like how long it takes grenades to blow up, like
Yep.
what bullets do. You know, bullets don't just magically make shit explode.
And it exists in like a Lupin style of reality where like it's not quite realistic, you know what I
No.
mean?
no,
it's-
they get away with wacky shit.
yeah, there's wacky stuff that goes on, but it's grounded in reality, right?
And when they do details where it matters, like they have, like they pay attention to stuff that I care about. Basically.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, just like when she drops the magazine,
Yes.
like throws it away. I'm like, no. And then when she drops the magazine the second time, like catches it on her foot and like flips it back up.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
she keeps it. It's like, yes, that's what you're supposed
they're
to do.
not free, man. Those are like $30 a piece.
No,
At
yeah.
minimum.
Spoiler alert, people. Most people don't just drop magazines on the ground willy nilly and
No.
like leave them there. Like it doesn't even make any sense.
It's ridiculous.
You're supposed you'd have to in a pinch, or you could in a pinch, but that's just not what it is.
Oh, when they're shooting the shotgun at people, there's just like buckshot holes everywhere. That's what a shotgun does.
Yeah.
So anyway, I love that stuff. Character designs are awesome. Like I said, all the mechanical designs are fucking amazing. Some of the best, really.
And you know, you could tell these are people that care, right? Because members of the staff actually came to the U.S. to shoot guns.
Oh yeah, I remember reading that like back in the day.
Just so they knew what they looked like, handled like, felt like, all that good stuff. Like,
Yep.
that's good.
That's who I want making my entertainment. People who actually give a shit.
And they actually recorded an actual Shelby Cobra GT500 for the Cobra
I
sounds.
was gonna say,
which is why they sound so goddamn good.
I was gonna say because we were yesterday. I'm like, God, that sounds so good.
It sounds like,
That's
I mean,
like exactly what it sounds like.
it could have been, you could have done that with a Dodge Charger or a
Like-
GTO or like any of those cars. And
Any car with a V8 and a decent
you probably wouldn't be able to tell
exhaust,
the difference,
basically,
but it sounded
it
really
sounded
good.
like a car.
But yeah, this is one of those ones that, it used to be really big back in the day. Everyone knew about it. And I feel like it's kind of
Oh, back in the 90s.
Disappeared,
like it was big
right?
Time, yeah.
90s and 2000s. Like people knew what Gunsmith Cats was. And now it's like, I don't know. It's one of those franchises that really could use a dust off and a resurrection. Like you said, you could easily support a 26 episode or even a 13 episode show, 12 episode show, whatever, like out of this.
I mean,
Very
you could
easy.
do a Golgo 13 style and just like keep going on forever. I mean, you could make up infinite. I mean, they're bounty hunters. You could make up infinite things.
Yeah, and I mean, you could start with just adapting the manga. I mean, that would be nice. Like adapt the whole thing and the sequel, right? Gunsmith Cats Burst. You could do both.
Yep. And you'd have plenty of Riding Bean in there.
Absolutely,
Doing his business.
all about it. So, yeah, I can't say a bad thing about it. I mean, there's nothing I dislike about it.
No, it's an
Nothing.
absolute 90s classic. If you haven't seen it, it's easy to track down, too.
And it's got all those 80s action movie elements. Like,
I'm almost positive it's streaming somewhere. Riding Bean wasn't, but I'm pretty sure Gunsmith Cats
I
was.
couldn't find it, but it's probably somewhere. Look, I'm going to tell you, find Riding Bean, find Gunsmith Cats, watch them back to back, whatever order you want. I'd say watch Riding Bean first, but whatever order you want, just watch them, man. They're not long. Together, the two of them together are like 2/3 the length of the goddamn Batman.
It's true.
Just watch them. Just go out there, find them, watch them, and enjoy. Because you will.
You'll thank us for it. That's about it. I'm all out of ideas today.
Yeah, man. It is what it is.
Anyway, have a fantastic week. Until next time, catch you then.
Peace. Well, that's all for today, everyone. We'd like to thank all of you for tuning into another episode of the Gaijin Animation Appreciation Hour. Please remember to like and subscribe, and may your entertainment be always, well, entertaining.